This is the Woman and the Family with Annie. Today we are talking about a submissive woman. A submissive woman is a woman who sees the husband with the eyes of God. A woman who is obedient, a woman who is loyal, a woman who does not compete with the husband, a woman who is a support system for the husband. A submissive woman will always accept the leadership of the husband and will always follow behind the husband. A submissive woman will always acknowledge that the husband is the head of the family. A submissive woman, she does not nag and she doesn't criticize the husband. A submissive woman will always be the one who praises the husband even in front of others, and his reputation will always be protected wherever the wife is. So a submissive woman is supposed to be like a protector of the husband. He's supposed to be the one who lifts up her husband at all costs. She is very honest and very careful with her words. So she will always speak words that are well thought of so that she doesn't speak words that are going to hurt others. A submissive woman will always be contented with her family. She will always accept the family, and she will always nurture her family with love. Whether there are children or not, the family will always be well taken care of, and she will nurture them with love at all costs. A submissive woman will always respect the husband. Respect is paramount in a family, and men love women who respect them, women who are loyal, and women who are generally humble when it comes to talking to the husband. And that is why sometimes back we talked of a video and we said it's always good to have a certain tone that we talk to your husband with, so that at every time the husband knows that he's well respected and well taken care of. So a submissive woman will never humiliate the husband, and especially in front of others, she will always appraise and lift the countenance of the husband higher every time. So the husband will not always sit on his toes because he doesn't know what the wife will do when they are in the midst of others, because he knows he is respected and well taken care of. So the woman who is submissive doesn't dwell in the past. Maybe there are mistakes that were done in the past, and maybe people have changed and now they are moving. When issues arise, you will never go back to the past or refer to the things that happened in the past, but you focus on moving on, because life moves on. And that is why we said a man is also human, and a wife will always appreciate that. A submissive woman will always appreciate that. And that is why you will always feel it's important when you shield your husband in everything that you do. So she contributes to everything that the husband does. You know, a wife is supposed to be someone who is supporting the husband. So it doesn't mean that you stay home and the husband works. You always work together, and you support everything that the husband is doing. You contribute in whatever he is doing. So you become someone who is very, very important in the family. Most of the time you'll hear men saying they cannot stay without their wives, because they know the support they get from their wives. And that is why we are told when a husband gets a wife, he gets a good thing and he gets favor from God. So because they know you are the one who brought favor in their lives, they will always take care of you and always respect you. So submission will make a man love you even more. It doesn't make you a weak person. Submission doesn't make you a weakling in front of your husband. It makes you lovable. It makes you someone who is like a queen to him, because submission makes them feel they have the ego that someone who follows them behind is also submitting. But when it becomes a competition, now it loses the taste. It doesn't become a relationship anymore. It becomes a competition. And you can be sure a man cannot compete with the wife. He will always take a back seat. And that is where you realize when the husband doesn't do something and the woman decides to do, the man will take a back seat and he will let them do it. So submit. When they say they can't do, wait. Trust God that He's going to provide, and things are going to open up and they are going to be done. Don't be that woman who says, I can also do on my own. Never be independent on your own. Because if you become independent and the husband becomes independent, then it doesn't make sense. The relationship is not there. The connection will be lost. So it's good when you hold each other together, be submissive, and let the man be the head, and that way the family moves very well, because that is the order of God. That is what God had purposed to happen. So love your husband, and you cannot be able to love if you're not submissive. Sometimes you'll realize if you're arrogant, if you are submission is never there. But when you are submissive to your husband, now everything else will flow. You realize that you just want to support. You prepare him, you make things work for him. If it is finances, you help him, If it is in his businesses, you help him. A submissive woman will never see any problem in doing anything for the husband. But when you're not submissive, you'll always complain about anything you do for them. You'll always feel like it's a privilege you're doing for them. So when you submit, that is when you realize everything flows. Your heart also loves, and the heart of a man will always love you. So it's always important to realize that you avoid dwelling in the past, respect your husband, be contented with what God has provided for your husband at a certain point. If you are able to uplift the family yourself, lift the family, but don't take credit. It's very important when the woman doesn't take credit in what they do, but they hide themselves behind their husbands and let the husband take the credit. In everything that you do, just let the husband take the credit. So it's very important when you are obedient, when you are respectful, you don't nag, you don't criticize, and you are always humble. There's a certain category of women who will always win the hearts of their husbands. And there is always a category of women who will always close out their husbands because of the way they behave. But when you are submissive, you realize that things just flow and things just work. Your family becomes a very good place to live. Your children will always praise you. Your husband will always praise you. They are happy to be with you. They are happy even to introduce you wherever they go. You realize in everything that you do, you go with your husband somewhere, he will always introduce, this is my wife, because he's proud of you. But the women that put off their husband, they cannot even be proud of them. So it's very important to realize that submission is key and love is paramount. God bless you.